Underdog Daily with the Badge Bros and a very special guest, the man of the moment, the man of the people right now, BestBall Viper, going to be joining us for the definitive Dog Bowl winner circle. Very excited for that. Very excited for him. An amazing weekend. I mean, we'll talk about this ad nauseum over the next, hour or so, and I'm sure it's going to spiral for weeks to come. All the stories, the experience in and of itself, man. I kid you not when I say it over and over again. The reason everybody wanted to get there because, man, Underdog does it right. It is a top shelf experience through and through. I mean, outside of a little bit of rain that we navigated there, Nez. I mean, they won up themselves even from last year.
Yeah, I couldn't take control of the weather, unfortunately. I thought that was part of their powers as well, but no, we had a great time, dude. Just it's so awesome to get to just like see everybody. A great time, just like I love getting to like actually meet the people that watch the show, and like even meeting people for the first time, meeting longtime viewers. That just like that doesn't get old, because like that's still like relatively new to us,
Oh, very much.
like
Yeah.
we've only had a handful of meetups to get to meet people. So that's always just like very surreal to be like, oh yeah, like it's not just like you, me, and the Discord freaks. Like there's actually some people out here watching us.
Yeah. No.
So that was super cool. And yeah, I mean, Underdog just can't say enough, man. They did a great job, man.
Yeah, we'll talk through some of the details. We'll talk through a bunch of the people and stuff. One thing that really stood out to me, Nez, and this stems from you, this stems from Pete, this stems from everyone behind the scenes, everyone, Hope, Numi, Oaks, like, that contingent of like the operations side of, we're all there to have fun. We're all there to enjoy ourselves, but there's also a competition associated with it. Dude, they are running lineup checks. They're putting new contests up. They're doing all this stuff on top of just, hanging out for the weekend. It was incredible how hard, it was almost inspiring to some degree for me, how hard everybody was working, though it was like a fun event weekend.
Yeah, they were on the clock. They were putting in work. It didn't stop for them. So yeah, that was you get to see like how much work goes in behind the scenes on this stuff. Like it takes a lot. And I mean, these guys are doing so much heavy lifting. I mean, shout out to the whole team, really.
Yeah. I mean, people were grinding out there. It was great, man. The media setups were top notch for us. I thought the shows went really well. I thought the interview stuff went really well. I mean, man, it was just a lot of fun. But let's hear it from somebody else's perspective, Ness. Let's bring in the ones that, before we do, shout out to T-Box scooping the leaderboard last night. I saw that one up there. That was legit. We got a bunch of people hanging out here who were there over the weekend. DFS King asking where he can get the black hoodie. The funny thing about the black hoodie that Hope and Numi were wearing is that Hope's mom made the Underdog black hoodies, those Nike ones. So awesome.
Yeah.
Oh man. Okay, let's do this, man. Let's bring them in. The weekend, we joked about it, man. The show on Sunday morning, you called it. You picked out the lineup. Norris was like, yo, this guy's gonna win. I was like, everything's coming up. BestBall Viper this weekend. We'll reset the tale to the very beginning because it did feel like BestBall Viper weekend from the jump there. So let's make it official, Nez, because the check, the bowl, the celebrating in front of a bunch of people, that doesn't make it fully official. What makes it fully official, Nez, is we botched this countdown. Are you ready?
Yep, let's do it.
All right. 3, 2, 1.
Yeah. Hello. I had a run to put on my strip.
Yeah, you didn't have that on in the green room. You must have threw that on quick.
I mean, I live in basically a matchbox, so I just ran. I just reached my arm to where the strips were.
Oh, so
Dude,
good.
Congratulations, man. Once again,
you.
I mean, for the official winner circle. Congratulations, man.
We've got Asset on the page live today. This
Yeah, had to show up for his boy.
I'm a little nervous, and he's. Oh, look! I could see. You can't see the comments, but now I could see them up on the big screen. Oh, it's so nice. Look, these people are great.
Oh man,
I don't know
Yo,
why
dude.
he's calling me a duck, but why is Nick calling me a duck? What does that mean?
I have no idea, Viper. I have no idea, man. I don't even think.
I didn't know that Vogie Berra was Nick.
Yeah.
I didn't know the whole weekend. I'm like, this is my favorite guy, and he's also my favorite guy. But I had no idea. You got to work on the branding, young man.
Oh man, I respect it. BestBall Viper, let's reset the weekend, man. I mean, I imagine it was a whirlwind for you, but you came in a ball fire there on I guess Saturday night. So cool. You showed up with the nose strip on. You were ready to go nose strip Nez on this draft, and you showed up. I will say this, Nez, there were two players who showed up bearing gifts for us, and they both finished in the top 3. That was Dark Sheep rolled in with the Sheep Seats t-shirts for us, and BestBall Viper, you rolled in with a onesie for Nez's unborn child here.
Well, I'm holding out on getting the name.
Oh, there it is.
There it is. Pittsburgh Pirate.
Think I can fit in this?
we maybe Brianna will name him Viper. We'll see.
Time will tell.
Time will tell. The idea that I even know her name is hilarious.
Bria, but you can add you can call her whatever you want, man. You just want the dog.
Yeah, that's correct. I mean, it's like, give me my week. I mean, before BBMs or tomorrow, it's like I'll be forgotten by, in about 15 minutes. So I'll tell you what happened from the beginning. I mean, some of the people online know this, but some don't. First of all, you guys do such a good job with this. I mean, and I had high expectations, and it way exceeded my expectations. Mm-hmm. And I mean, first of all, it's like it's better than an MTV house, the Underdog Mansion. Beautiful. I mean, and we got a weird amount of pouring rain, and the people that work there adjusted so well. I mean, when the apocalypse comes, and it's going to come, I'm gonna find Oaks and just get behind him. This guy fucking, he just handles things. He's like a man. He handles things, and then we go to the venue on the day, and I was on my way back to the hotel to look at my laptop because the red zone wasn't on. And then, Oaks just like moving people aside, doing shit, touching stuff, moving the DJ, moving everybody, and then the red zone was on.
Absolutely.
Because I can't have this. We can't have this day without the red. We were watching Miami and fucking
the Jets.
The Jets for like
the goddamn Jets.
30 minutes, blasting, no less. But, so we got there. We get to the house, and it's draft day, and it's pouring rain, and people were treating the people that work at Underdog were treating me, like you're Viper. I was like, well, maybe it's the nose strip, maybe it's the tattoos, but they knew that there was going to be that announcement because I went in with one ticket.
Yep.
But that week, I was in first, second, and third. With maybe that was week 5, with maybe 5 minutes left, 7 to 10 minutes left. So I was really hoping that wasn't going to be repeated on a Dog Ball Sunday.
Sure,
but
yeah.
What wound up happening is I came in 3rd, 4th, and 5th, and out of nowhere, without even telling me, and Josh I'll put it on X. He made a video of them making the announcement saying, I got a second ticket. Yeah. And that was a big surprise.
Yeah, no, it was a big surprise to everybody. It was a big surprise to us as well. And a big surprise that, basically there was just an ineligible player who finished 3rd that week, which then vaulted you up to 4th. So you came in thinking you had 3 drafts to do, and you wound up having 6 drafts to do. So pretty amazing. Extra $10,000 in your pocket. right from the start of the weekend there.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what happened the night before. I was on the 14th floor of the Marriott, on beautiful room, Underdog Surprise, and my spirit animal is a hawk.
Okay.
And there's no ledge, if you remember, it's just windows. And I'm doing my research, and this fucking hawk comes right down, looks me right in the eye, and then flies across to the garage. When I was doing my last minute research, then I go to the house, and that happened.
Oh my God.
And it was the weirdest thing because the hawk didn't go on any ledge. He just looked at me, or she.
Yeah,
Probably
and
she.
just
A little bit of a wink.
meat eyes and
No, stared right into my soul. It was fucking crazy.
that is wild, man. The people are loving the stories, Viper. Keep giving us the magic, bro.
So then we get to the house, and okay, on the bus ride there, I spoke exclusively with Jewish McCaffrey, and this guy, he's my people, like, you know,
Sure,
dry, yeah. And like, you know, look, I mean, he's a thought leader. He's a true thought leader, and but you know, looking for the negatives and everything, I just love him. Like, he could easily be from New York. He's from Pittsburgh, though, and but also, like, you know, really knows his shit. But by the way, everybody there knew their shit. I don't think they would have gotten there. I don't think they would have gotten there. And so we go to the draft, and I looked out of the corner of my eye, and there's like Nez. I mean, it was intense, man. I knew to bring my headphones, but I didn't know how badly I needed my headphones because the internet was going in and out.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not a Philistine. I don't draft on my phone. I'm not one of these people, you know?
Sure.
I don't want to be called, but I had to draft on my phone.
Yeah.
And I missed a couple of picks, which is not cool. Like, but it was by the third draft, which is the one that won it. Mm-hmm. I was sitting next to Dark Sheep. I know that for sure. Shaking his legs. Calmest guy ever. But when it comes to draft time, he was shaking the couch with his legs.
He was also I stood by him for one of the drafts there because I was watching all of them. He put in the headphones and had like some metal music that was like so loud that I was hearing it like 6 feet, 6 inches away from him, you know?
Oh yeah, we both were like shaking that. I mean, I had to be focused because my shoes were soaking wet. My new suede shoes.
Oh yeah.
And my laptop. But Oaks was up there. He fixed the internet. He fixed the roof. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna follow this guy to war. Like, he just gets shit done. And Numi genuinely put so much love on me, and all you guys did. But he really was rooting for me. And so during the draft, it was just such a great experience. But it was kind of an emotional blackout. I really don't remember the actual drafts.
Yeah.
But I, you know, we all do our research, but there was a as far as, like, you know, technical football talk, the key to my draft was I was coming in with Sam because it was JJ's week. I was coming in with JJ, really.
Yeah.
Like, he was due. It just was crazy. He was due. So of course you're going to get Sam too. But I was coming in with until like maybe 2 days before or a day before with Jennings as my second to JJ, because I also felt that San Francisco was gonna, you know, come out with some gusto against Chicago's secondary. Mm-hmm. But this Datarama page, I don't know if you've ever heard of them.
Yep.
They put this fact that Jennings, who wound up having quite a solid day, is not so great against cover 3.
Okay.
And Chicago is the second most, is the team that uses cover 3 second most in the NFL.
Interesting.
So I was like, I gotta go with number 3, and I went with the double Minnesota stack, and that changed everything because Addison won it.
Yeah.
I mean, he won the day.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah, and
It-
go ahead. Sorry.
no. I was just no. It's good. This is your platform, man. This is what we want from you. We want the Viper firsthand experience in it all. Nez, was it Friday, Nez, or was it Wednesday's show that we were like, yeah, we said BestBall Viper kind of a wild card when he took Sam Darnold in the 3rd round, but you were clearly setting up exactly what you're alluding to here by testing out, hey, can I do it in the 3rd? Can I do it in the 4th? End up with teams I like. So what was it that really drew you to the Sam Darnold doubles or to the JJ plus Sam Darnold?
All right. Well, let's really tell what it was in. Because Nez was kind of saying, "Don't trust this guy," when he called me a wild card.
Bro, you are a wild card. Like, how do you not understand this about yourself? Like, come on, Viper. You know you are. You know you are. It's a compliment.
I appreciate that. I'm very sensitive. I'm a sensitive
Don't
man.
be. No, you're good.
I know, and I'm an empathetic person, so I would never hurt your feelings, bro. I'm just this is a compliment. This is why you are who you are. You go into drafts and you do your own thing. And look where it got you. And look where it got you.
And Crash Rich contacted me, which is amazing.
That's awesome.
I didn't know a robot could contact people.
No,
the AI.
He was he knew everything that happened in that draft. He pointed out the thing that only I thought I saw, which is like, he said, you did this right because you came in 1st and last. Because I came in 108th place too.
Awesome. I didn't realize that.
So it's you gotta put him on the table, man. It's the only way to do it. And
absolutely. Yeah.
But even if it's only like, and John, you said the thing that I can't believe I didn't think of, but I'm so glad you did, which was to go back and look at the blitzes.
Yeah.
Not the blitzes asset. Asset and I, our headquarters is this Ukrainian restaurant, Vasilka, where we talk best ball. Not the blitzes, the blitzes. Because that was really helpful too, because there what was it, like 40% 3 wide receivers, which is not usual for a larger field. So I kept that in mind too. I mean, I was ready though. I was ready for this because it's what a great group of people. Numi is so much better in person than online. He's such a great guy. He had his hands on my shoulder.
Yeah.
He had his hands on my, and he knew not to jinx me because I'm so glad I didn't see that video the night before, Nez, because I would have been like, this guy's fucking jinxing me.
Yeah,
he's picking me.
And this is proof. This is proof, man. Jinxes are, they're all in your head, bro. I mean, this is living proof.
They're not in my head because every time someone said congratulations, Patrick Barnes' YouTube moved up closer.
That was that was a no-no. That was a no-no.
Yeah. I had so many people come up and say, congratulations. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, this is the highest scoring game in NFL history that I'm going against. And I mean, the idea, it was a little surreal. Josh Norris is like the reason, he was the first one I ever watched content on in this. And I mean, he and Hayden are the face of Underdog. I mean, no offense, guys, but
hey, we're right here, man.
Hey, we got 200 people watching us right now, Viper. What are you talking about?
He did not move the entire day.
Yeah.
And we were just talking ball, and he was keeping me off the ledge. But when it got really scary, I looked over, and his eyes were covered. He was covering his eyes because he was like, "Oh my God, he's not going to make it." And it was just a great day. I mean, everybody was so great. Okay, I'm going to shut up now. Okay.
No. Let me probe some questions here. Let's talk about the dynamic of the afternoon, because I want to know what the sweat experience was from you from your perspective, because we're kind of in this large elongated warehouse. There's a lot of action going on. There's pool tables over here. There's table tennis over here. There's people up and down for food and drink and that sort of thing. you were very locked in the majority of the day at the same table in the same spot watching the big screen. The big screen had red zone on the big screen and then all the lineups rotating adjacent to the side. And the leaderboard was running at the side there the whole day. And for the vast majority of that day, Viper, you were in first and second, first and third, first and fourth, over and over again for that. So talk me through that. Like, was it agonizing? Was it pressure that you were seeing your name up there? Or was it just pure exhilaration and you were just locked in because of how much that isolated moment meant to you?
Well, let me ask you this. Have you ever seen a team that starts out at 1:05, 1:10 p.m. in first place and stays there the whole day? I haven't.
Yeah, it's pretty hard to go wire to wire.
Yeah, and I was in first place from the very start.
Yeah.
So I was like, it's over. There's no chance. Like, and I'm starting to wonder. And there's no mathematical support for this, but I'm starting to wonder. It is impossible to win a tournament without having one or two key 4 p.m. players, and there's no mathematical reason for that.
Sure.
But
yeah.
Have you ever seen anyone win without a 4 p.m. player? A major tournament? I haven't.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah.
Not in the dailies anyway. I mean,
yeah.
So I'm just starting to think it's that simple, you know? I mean, we're talking about like an oblong pigskin. We have no idea, just from a physics point of view, we have no idea what that ball's going to do, especially when weather's concerned.
Yeah, I got you.
Yeah. So when people say, variable outcomes or, that means like my guess is as good as yours. Like we have no fucking clue.
I love that. Oh, that's good. Let's talk. You alluded to the sweat. You alluded to Patrick Barnes' YouTube, the infamous Patrick Barnes YouTube there. Here's how the leaderboard finished the day. You atop with the 140, Patrick Barnes with the 130. But I snuck over, said hi to Patrick when he was in kind of like 11th place or something like that, and was just kind of like, we went up to the bar, grabbed a beer together, and we were like, hey, you live? Like, how you feeling? Whatever. And he was like, not really. I just got Josh Allen. I need a big Josh Allen and Khalil Shakir combo. And then sure as shit, he started charging with that combination, charging up the board there. What was the sweat associated with that like for you?
I mean, I saw that play, and both Josh and I and JMC. Well, JMC was like talking about his team most of the time. I'm like, your team doesn't matter right now, JMC. But our heads just went down to the table.
Yeah,
because that was a 51-yard pass, 51 yards. I think
yeah, something like that. Yeah, big long score.
That was a double for him. And then, you know what Josh Allen could do? It's like he's playing high school teams. Mm-hmm. And what did he get? Did he get like 50 points, 52 points?
51.
Yeah. How the fuck did I win this thing?
Yeah.
Because that's almost impossible.
Yeah.
Well, you think about it, right? I mean, like, you don't get to Addison. Like, a lot of times you don't get to Addison without the stack, and you needed the double. That, I mean, and we saw it in the main BR. People getting to Allen with Minnesota doubles, like that's so. I mean, I don't even know how people get to that in the main BR. Like in the Dawg Bowl, like you notice it, Viper. Like everybody in Dawg Bowls. Again, if people go back to look at these draft boards, everybody played super tight. Super tight, very true to projections, and people were not ever going to do something as crazy as like, and I say this crazy as doing like Allen with Addison, because where Addison was is where they're probably stacking Josh Allen.
Right.
I mean, and I was really fading kind of Buffalo. I mean, look, they've got to start. I said to myself, they have to start amping up Cooper. But I was fading Buffalo because I know what a long flight that is. I mean, these are still human beings. And they just came off like...
It took them a while to wake up, right?
Yep, and it did. But I mean, you got to think that they're going to take the AFC this year. I really feel that way. But that was crazy, and so much of it was crazy. I mean, Kittle, if he would have gotten in the end zone, I would have felt a lot better. But you know, Dave with the 4, you know, Dave with the number 4.
Yep.
He came up to me and he put his hand on my shoulder, and there was maybe 10, 15 minutes left. What a great guy, by the way. I think he works, you know, established the run, and he said, I just ran all the sims, and it would be a miracle for you not to win this. And somehow, which I completely don't believe in sims, I believed him. You could tell this is a super sharp guy, like born with that kind of ability. And I was like, okay, it's going to be okay. And what a day. I'm so glad I was present for it, and, you know, and not completely wasted, and just like I remember it all. I'm rewatching Red Zone today.
Oh, nice. Relive the
awesome.
experience. Oh, man, I respect that so much. Couple things right now. Shout out to Numi, doing the Lord's work here, dropping out 5 Badge Pros memberships for the community. If you were a recipient of that, hit up Numi. Thank you so much, bro, for that. You had a great weekend. Absolutely.
Yeah, good, please.
No, one of our most OG members dropping by to say congrats to you there, Viper. There, 16 months of congratulations there, dude. Yeah, let's. I think you've kind of alluded to it a couple times here. You know, Josh Norris being beside you. You know, Numi coming up, giving you a hand on the shoulder. Dave, hand on the shoulder. Nez and I, you know, try not to mess with the mojo by not turning around and getting too excited for you, that sort of thing. I think, you know, one thing that really mojo by not turning around.
Sorry.
No, you're good. I just think like one thing that's like encapsulated in this event, and tell me if I'm wrong, but I think one thing that's encapsulated in this event that is very unique to, you know, some of the poker stuff I've done in the past, or some of the redacted stuff I've been privy to and whatnot, is that it was very, very supportive. There was no anger. There was no hostility. There's no, you know, shit that happened, smashing my beer mug. There's very mild mannered and supportive, irregardless of who was winning at a given time. It was fist bumps to everybody. It's a very interesting and amazing community dynamic that's been created here.
Well, I mean, I can't emphasize what you're saying enough, because I mean, these are people that are competing against each other.
Right.
And also the people that work there, and my spiritual advisor, my nephew probably is going to call me a cult member, but my spiritual advisor, he said, you know, males in battle, males in competition, males in music is the most sacred camaraderie. And you know, non-sexual love among men, I mean, I might be getting too deep for you, but I felt like so much love, even from like, you know, like Dark Sheep, we were like neck and neck most of the day. But we were, at the same time, we were kind of rooting for each other. At least I was. I felt he was too. And there was none of that. There was none of that toxic bullshit. I didn't get one comment that was like, you know, you're a lot older than these people, or that kind of bullshit.
Sure.
And, I mean, great, just great. It's a fellowship, is what it is.
No, man. Yeah. I mean, Sam Wilson hanging out in the chat here, just saying Badge Bros community stays undefeated. I mean, it's the culture that Underdog's built, in my opinion, man. It's amazing. Yeah. But this is, mathology, just mutual respect to the 8th degree. Like, there's just tons of mutual respect amongst this community. And it was like, irregardless of who won or who finished high, I think there was going to be so much love toward that individual no matter what.
Yeah, I mean, I it was great.
So Viper,
sorry, go ahead.
Continue.
I was going to say the food was just fucking incredible, by the way.
Nice.
It was a great setup, man. I was really glad that you and everybody else, too many people to name, honestly, were there to experience it. And every time we do this stuff, we always say like, man, we need a meetup. We just need like a general meetup with everybody because like there's so many people in the chat that I see that like I want to meet, and people on Twitter hit me up and like really happy for us and everything, and like would love to expand this one day. But I'm really glad that you got to experience not just obviously the thrill of winning, but to be there at the Dog Bowl. I mean, you deserved it, you earned it. Really glad you got to experience that. Now my question is, do you have any sort of plans? I mean, you're gonna like spoil yourself a little bit, or what? You got any post victory plans for yourself?
Well, I bought this hat that says cock.
So that was all 190K toward that hat, I'm guessing.
It is a crypto. Is it made of pure crypto? My cock hat. No. I got to tell you, and I'm so glad you said that because I saw the trophy. It's like solid copper or brass. It weighs like 50 pounds or something. Not 50 pounds. I'm Italian from New York. I exaggerate everything. It was like 25 pounds.
You can say 50. And, you can say whatever you want.
I can do whatever the fuck I want. My mother's not here telling me I'm wrong. I mean, she would be if I was in New Jersey. I want to dedicate this whole thing to my dog who died right in the middle of the BBM drafts. And I may be adopting a dog tomorrow when I saw that dog bowl because I may be getting another pit bull.
Oh, so that's amazing.
Wow.
That's what I want to spend on. And
that would be back-to-back years that the champion has got the dog bowl and then immediately got a dog the following week.
I mean, that thing was calling to me in my sleep. It was like copper and shining. It's a beautiful trophy. And so I'm also might go to Bhutan, but there's no drafting there, so that's the opposite of a vacation.
A vacation? You want to draft more on vacation?
Of course.
Dude,
of course.
Are you kidding me? I was in fucking Antigua for 2 weeks, and I was drafting conch shells on the beach.
Oh, that's so good. Actually, just a macro kind of like memory and takeaway for me. There were so many highlights over the weekend, but one of my favorite things that took place over the weekend is we do 9 straight drafts of Dog Bowl stuff, and then immediately as those end and everybody's kind of like, oh, what's next in the evening? Like, it was a long endeavor that, it's like 4 hours worth of drafts and whatnot. And the next thing you just hear is like 5 more for a goal line stand. And the next thing you know, we're all just hanging out in the kitchen of the house, drafting goal line stands together. So it's truly sick that you would want to go on vacation and continue to draft, because everyone who just finished drafting the Dog Bowl simply continued to just draft for the remainder of the evening together.
That's right. That's right. What else are you going to do? I mean, it's what we do. Sickos. Yeah. So it's, I just wanted to say that Hope was so incredible to me also. And Kristen, these are really great. These people are extremely competent and extremely kind. And it's nice to see. I mean, they run a great company. They really do.
On that accord, just because you brought up names and whatnot, big shout out to Kristen and Katie, who worked their asses off, before I was awake in the morning and long after I'd gone to bed every single night. Katie was running around in the rain. She was soaked head to toe. Oaks was soaked head to toe from trying to get the water off the tent and stuff. But these people were just, drive here, go there, get this, get that, set this up, set that up. I mean, it's truly first class, and they work so effing hard. Shout out to Berman Rudman as well on that same accord.
Oh yeah, Rudman's great. And the memory I'm going to probably hold like 10 years from now is Numi slowly turning around every time Darnold threw a touchdown, which was 5 times, and just smiling. Or I just like felt a hand on my shoulder, and I was like, good evening. And he was like, good evening. And I was like, things are going well today. Yes, they are very well today. We never mentioned that we're winning. None of that. And
That's very good.
I believe in the jinx. So there you go.
Very cool. Very cool. Nez, we got anything else for BestBall Viper? BestBall Viper, you got any more stuff, stories, and stuff you want to get off your chest here? Your platform, man.
No, I just want to say hello to Asset, and I'm glad he's a very important person, Asset. I don't know if you know that. And he had to be watching today live. I really next year I hope it's Asset. I really do.
Love it. Yeah.
Okay. All right, guys. I mean, I hope. Oh, I forgot. I will be on the Sheep Seats Friday night at 9 p.m. And there's a bunch of other shows, but I'm only going to keep it in the family about that one.
Oh, nice.
Because he's an awesome dude, and his wife is awesome too.
Yeah.
And she predicted I was gonna adopt a dog, by the way.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah. All right. So thank you guys. Thank you for everything. Really. I mean, I'm a badge bro till I die, and you guys helped get me there without question. I watch every show.
We know, dude. We love
that
it.
Means
Yes.
that means Nez really helped you get there, and omitting my noise allowed you to find greatness.
That we're not picking on you today, John. You're like a borderline genius. And you have given me so much information. I mean, and I'm not even talking about baseball and hockey yet, but amazing. Anyway, all right, guys. I don't want to take too much of your. You got me on 36 minutes. You're gonna lose viewership.
No, we just keep ramping up with you around, bro.
Right.
Mad respect, BestBall Viper. Congratulations, man. Well deserved. Everything started with BestBall Viper this weekend and ended with BestBall Viper. It was beautiful to see. It was a poetic finish to the Dog Bowl season. So appreciative of you, your support, your shout outs to us. Mad love, bro. Congratulations once more.
Thank you. Thank you guys so much. Thank you.
You're the man, Viper. Thanks for coming on, and congrats once again, man.
I'm not done with BBM yet. I got some teams.
Oh, yeah. Okay, give us a sneak preview. How many you got, and do you have a favorite?
I have 4: Darnold, Addison, Jefferson, Stacks.
Left in BBM.
Yes.
Wow. Can we run it back with Vikings? Same narrative.
Not now we can't because you just jinxed it. But I wanted to name a player, and I would love to hear from you guys too.
Okay.
Obviously not Bijan, not Nico. We know that they're important. Not Chase, not Barkley, but I think there's a player that could be this year's Zay Jones, maybe. And I'm looking at Tim Patrick.
Oh, that's a fun one. Very nice.
Especially if Detroit, kind of winds things back on week 17 because they're such in a dominant position, and they want to keep amping him up.
Okay.
I have him on quite a few BBM teams, and I think who would you guys name it as that player?
I think you got Nez's. I think you got Nez's stamp of approval with the Tim Patrick one. Who was it? Shout out Rydock who took down Primetime Palooza. Was that the Tim Patrick 19 burger, or was that the week before? I'm getting my stuff mixed up.
I honestly can't quite remember. I don't think I was in the Rydock one. But
you called that Tim Patrick game as the Scroll the F down. We drafted him on stream.
Yeah. No big deal. No big deal. Tim Patrick flying up boards in gauntlets, by the way. So he's everybody's flavor of the week right now. This is gonna be a little obvious, but I think we're definitely gonna see it matter. I'm gonna go Braylon Allen. We didn't quite see the dominant Braylon Allen game last week, but he's set up right now to really matter and really help soften the blow of some of these teams. Everybody's coming in with some sort of injuries, more or less. Breece Hall not looking likely to play this week. Let's go Braylon Allen.
I like that.
But wasn't Braylon drafted quite? He was drafted in almost every draft, wasn't he?
I think Zay Jones was drafted quite a bit last year. Whenever he went off, he just didn't matter until he didn't matter until he mattered.
Right.
Okay.
Correct.
I got mine. Cedric Tillman still in concussion protocol. Famous Jameis has been airing it out. Bad matchup for him last weekend, but schedule gets a bit softer going forward. Elijah Moore matters in
yes.
in the BBM
Yes.
playoffs. And the other one I would throw out, they've been laughing at me for 2 straight weeks here, BestBall Viper, but the 34-year-old corpse of Adam Thielen, who is no longer the corpse of Adam Thielen, looking more like the first 5 weeks Adam Thielen of last year. Something cooking with him and Bryce Young right now. I like those two.
It's going to be one of those players that we named. I'm telling you. That's. And the more I think about Braylon Allen, the more I think about he can win this thing. Taking 3 in.
Yeah.
3 in from 3 yards out. Wow.
Absolutely.
Okay. All right, guys. All right. Thank you. And thank you. And
Dude, you're the man.
Anytime you need a guest host, I'm here. I love this shit.
We love you too, bro.
Okay,
Much
bye-bye.
appreciation, man. It was a pleasure to meet you in person. Big congrats again.
Okay. Have a great one.
Peace,
too,
Viper.
Peace.
Beautiful stuff, Nez.
What a
man,
legend.
Yeah, salt of the earth, dude. I love I wonder, I was thinking about this when he was telling the hawk story. Do you think Mathology had a hawk come to his window that night and just say, Tua, Tua, Tua? No?
Oh my God. No. I don't think Mathology needed a spiritual experience to draft a Hawk Tua team in the Dog Bowl.
No,
I don't think he quite needed that level of divine intervention to draft a Hawk Tua team. No, I do not think so. No, I think it was a little bit more simpler than that.
Truly one of my favorite moments of the weekend there. Drafts were kind of sweaty. Everybody was kind of huddled up in the circle. The draft boards were projected amongst the TVs. I'm sure many of you have seen the pictures and the videos of that were going around. And I don't think Drap or Chad left their seats for 3 hours because they were just kind of locked in every draft, locked in the spot. And Mathology comes in after, dare we say, a handful of wobbly pops there and starts pacing back and forth in front of the screen with his phone out. And he's like, I'm going to do it, boys. I'm going to do it. And just keeps whispering as each pick goes. And then when he lines up that Hawk Tua and then screams the Hawk Tua and everybody celebrated with him. And then that team winds up being a half decent team and finishing 6th here. It was probably one of my favorite moments of the weekend.
I had tears like streaming down my face and just absolutely in stitches, like from trying to I couldn't hold back my laughter because I knew that he said he was going to do it. And I was like, yeah, all right. And then once I saw the hawk reach, I was like, holy shit, he's going to do it. And that the slow play of that anticipation of waiting for Tua to not get picked and to see Tua get picked under that hawk pick was just, unbelievable. We said it from the jump. It was actually a really good team. And it clearly turned out to be one. So goddamn funny. It
was great, man. Anything else you want to talk about for the weekend? We could talk a little bit about the football game. That was Jerry's world in the big boy suite between the 40s there. Just a truly incredible experience that Underdog afforded us the opportunity to be a part of there. Jack was hanging out and won a $20K pick'em while we were watching the ball game there. It was crazy vibes. It was a lot of fun. It was a pretty good football game too there, watching Jamar Chase and CeeDee Lamb just cook back and forth. But man, everything was just first class all weekend. The shuttles taking people from place to place, and just logistically it was beautiful.
Yeah, no, it just really can't say enough, man. It was a great time, and yeah, I'm looking forward to what they got going on next year because gotta run it back. So it's gonna be fun.
Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Some rumors that were floating around there, Nez, that maybe we shouldn't say too much on, but perhaps not having to wait until next year. Perhaps some irons in the fire, as the kids would allude to. There were some rumors swirling there. So yeah, I don't know. I'm pretty excited for what's next. I do think they Underdog fully grasps the value in hosting some of this stuff right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nez, we gotta give some shout outs in the chat here. Star Kindler dropping by for 5 gifted memberships there. Much appreciated, Star Kindler, OG around here. And then Nick, who we were hanging out with on the weekend there, had some nice conversations and that sort of thing. Had some good teams going. Gifts out 5 more there. I really like your idea. It's something that you and I and Pete have discussed. And it was really evident this weekend as well, is just having some sort of, whether it's Badge Bros, whether it's Underdog, whether it's whatever, meet up to just draft. Because some of my favorite moments of the weekend, as we're just kicking it at the house, sitting in a circle, making jokes about Underdog related stuff and slates of the past, and making fun of each other's BBM exposures and stuff like that as we draft goal line stands or as we draft whatever. Those little moments were the ones that really stood out to me. Just hanging out, trying to chat Sam Wilson's ear off about, tell me what the good plays are and how you always win, while we just rip drafts together. Man, it was a lot of fun. Yeah.
No, yeah, couldn't agree more. Couldn't agree more. So looking forward to the next time I get to meet up with everybody, man, because that fills the cup very nicely.
Yeah, it does. It does in a big way. Well said. I'll bring up the leader one last time, the champion right there. Dude, from a game theory standpoint, I did not, how do I word this? I did not think it'd be possible. Like, we've talked so much about winning the onesies positions, and we've talked about it in the 12 persons. I did not think it would be possible to win a 108 person contest when QB1 puts up the best fantasy score by a quarterback in the history of fantasy football. I did not think it'd be possible to win without that player.
I know. I would not have either. I really would not have.
Yeah,
like the odds of that are just so slim. I mean, like I couldn't fathom it. Couldn't fathom it. But like, it's the game theory part of NFL. And like, it wasn't even necessarily bad to not have Addison on your Allen teams. It's just the way that the board lined up. It was just like you were almost never in a position to do it,
Right.
It was hard to justify that. Now, if you had 150 bullets, maybe you get there, but we're talking 3, mostly 3, some 6 entries in a 108 lineup contest. I mean, the way things work, football's a funny game, man. And honestly, call it what you want, maybe call it a little power to the stack, but these games are, we will never be at a point where we know how to win each and every week. I mean, that's what makes football so fun these games it's what keeps these games fresh.
Yeah, well said. It was really cool to see the hashtag process that we talked about all week kind of get home with the double stack narrative of how, like, hey, go back and look at those flea flickers, look at those contests that were smaller but higher price point in the past on the platform, and what consistently got home, like, Baker double, Sam Darnold double, like some of these mid-priced quarterback coupled with upper echelon talent, and then their second pass catcher. So it was pretty cool to see that come to fruition. Yeah. Anything else you want to say Dog Bowl related, bro?
No, it's a great time, man. Just, thanks again to Underdog and everyone involved, man. I mean, you guys work really hard, and, made sure to give you guys your flowers because, you guys work hard, and, we get to have a lot of fun because of it. So, shout out to everybody involved, man. And, let's keep this thing going, man. We still got gauntlets. We still got BBM. I mean, like, job's not finished. Job's not finished.
Absolutely, man. Still tons of stuff for us to be drafting. A good little segue there, Nez, to kind of like lay the land for our plan this week. I think I'm going to run 2 shows tomorrow. Nez is out of office tomorrow. Might try and pop through at some point here. But I think I'm going to run 2 separate shows tomorrow. I want to reward the members, of which we have 20 more. going as of today. And then I want to do maybe like Primetime Palooza and something, maybe more some more just riffing, talking about the weekend, some more stories to unfold and share. Get the campfire emojis ready, do that, and then do like a brief definitive preview and the NBA slate tomorrow, and might just run that as like two separate shows, maybe 2 hours apart. Billy Jones, we definitely still have to do this. Way too early MLB stuff cooking up with MLB right now. Actually, fun story. I don't know if we told you this, Nez. We went to the club after the Dog Bowl on Sunday there that was like next door, and we're hanging out, and Pete gets a buddy to roll through. This guy Dan, and oh yeah, cool, Dan. What do you do for a living? Blah blah blah. Oh, I work for the Athletic. I'm here for the winter meetings. Blah blah blah. Right. And as we're talking to him, talking some baseball, talking like, hey, what's it like to be at the winter meetings? Actually told us we could come to the winter meetings the following day if we wanted to. Such a beauty. And then he just goes, he knew me, just shows him on his phone, Juan Soto, 16 years, like whatever. He immediately puts his beer down and he's like, guys, I got to go to work, and just like instantly has to leave. It was pretty cool to see in real time, right?
Yeah, I mean, that's like me getting Embiid out notification. Sorry, guys, got to go to work, and then quickly hop in some drafts. I know that feeling. I know what it's like to work hard.
Oh man. Couple shout outs here in the chat. DFS King, we had a great time with him hanging out. He's a local guy there, but was drafting up a storm, having some laughs. Had some buddies with him there on the Saturday night. Gifts out 5 memberships. Thank you so much. And Juice McCaffrey, who came to the place with a brand new PSA 10 certified card for each of Hope and Numi as a thank you gift. Just a beautiful gesture on his accord there. And he needs to correct that John and Nez are, in fact, no, we are definitely not, but we appreciate the super chat, my friend. The faces of Underdog were hanging out in that box with us, with millions of followers.
I don't know. I think JMC might be onto something, because John, here's one thing happened, and it didn't happen the other way around. Somebody did not come up to me and think I was Josh Norris. Somebody did go up to Josh Norris and think they were Nez and said, hey, dude, and kind of gave him a little shit. He was like, yo, I qualified. I'm here. You guys didn't give me a shout out for winning. And so, he went up to Josh Norris, didn't know who Josh Norris. He thought he was Nez. No one came up to me and said, yo, you're Josh Norris. So
that's pretty good. That's pretty good. Do you remember who it was?
I don't. We never identified them, because I was just like, I was on to the next thing. I probably had to pee like I did like the entire weekend. But I don't know who said it, but oh my God, he said it. He said it was said.
Oh, that's.
I don't think he would just pump up my ego like that.
No, that is that's pretty good. That is fun stuff. I'm looking for a draft board for half a second here. It might have been Steady. Because when Steady and I were talking, Steady was in some of the promo clip stuff that we ran on Saturday night.
It wasn't Steady.
It wasn't Steady?
I don't think so.
Okay. But I got to get Okay. I got to get Steady's name out there, because he did say, he's a watcher of the show, that his week when he won, I glossed over him. I was like, oh yeah, and Steady and whatever. And then I didn't go like detailed into his
maybe
team.
It was Steady.
So I have to say sorry to Steady. And then the way in which I said sorry was to make sure he was included in the Pete interviews on the Saturday night stuff there.
Nice.
I was like, let me do right by you. Yeah.
Maybe it was after all.
Yeah. I was just thinking of that one when you said that. It very well could have been two separate individuals, but that one did come to mind there. Okay, Nez, we could go memory lane forever here, but we should probably keep this one to about an hour and a half here. Short NBA Cup slate today. Does that feel like the place to start?
Yeah, I think so, man. That's the that's the daily contest that's closing today and paying out today, so I think it makes sense.
All right, cool. That is Hawks Knicks. I'm obviously been a little tapped out of the NBA stuff, although we did do some NBA drafts on the Saturday all together. Some of the true sickos. Awin pushed the plane on a dog bowl so that he could get 40 more NBA drafts in during the dog bowl. Truly, truly amazing behavior to watch in real time there. Bringing up the Unabated interface here, Des, to walk through our hoops stuff. We got Hawks and Knicks. These are both NBA Cup qualifying quarterfinal round games here. The first set was last night, and then this evening we have Warriors Rockets, who are both playing some pretty good defensive ball this year, which was kind of surprising there. But a 221 total. Rockets favored by 2 in that one. And then the first game of the evening are Knicks hosting the Hawks. They are 7.5 point favorites there. The Q tag that was on Cat is shifted to a probable tag in that one, but that one has the higher of the two game totals, 236.5. Nez, as I bring up the injury report, what are you seeing in the lobbies, my friend?
Yeah, this is way more loose than yesterday's lobbies were. Yesterday, it seemed like very, very much very rigid as far as tiers and ordering of players. Like I was talking yesterday, the 4 or 5 turn literally featured J-Dub and Dame every single time. Every single time. And if you do something else, then you're giving someone access to a X plus Dame combo that is probably going to be what has a good chance of winning it. And that didn't take place. It wasn't SGA Dame that won, I don't think, yesterday, but it was like, how do you differentiate at the 4 or 5 turn? Because I thought that you were really playing at a disadvantage at the 4 or 5 turn, but you kind of did what you like. It was what it was. It was hard to differentiate. This slate 4 or 5 turn generally features Brunson and Curry.
Okay.
Sometimes Brunson goes top 3. Sometimes you get Sengun top 4, and I don't think that that's wrong. Like yesterday, it had to be Giannis, Luka, SGA in some order. Had to be. There was literally no other picks there. This today, you might not, you might not want the number 1 pick, because you're talking Cat paired with OG Anunoby and Josh Hart, Cat paired with Fred VanVleet and Dyson Daniels, as opposed to the 3v3 of having Brunson, Curry, and that would be like Amin Thompson or something like so. I actually think you want the 3-4 turn today, but point being is like I don't have a very rigid ADP, but there are strict tiers. There's very strict tiers in my opinion. You can do a lot of different things though, which makes today very, very fun, given it's a 2-game slate, in my opinion. Awesome. That's my preamble. I don't know how much you've drafted, but let me know if you think similarly.
No, so I haven't drafted yet. That's why we led with you giving the full breakdown there. So yeah, very interesting stuff there. What are we experiencing with some of the Q tags on this slate? Because they're more noteworthy, I guess, than yesterday was, in terms of like, Sengun has the Q, but he was present for shoot around. Is everyone kind of just treating Sengun like he's in and he either goes at 2 or 3 no matter what?
Yeah, I don't see a whole lot of Sengun at 4, but
the Jalen Johnson
I would probably rank him 4 personally, but
Ooh,
I don't see him go 4.
Okay, very interesting. Okay, we could talk about why that is in a second here. I want to do some of the injury report stuff in general here. Do you have a lean on Jalen Johnson and Josh Hart? Jalen Johnson missed the last time out there with a shoulder injury. Yeah,
he seemed truly questionable the last time out with that shoulder.
Okay.
It didn't seem like he was for sure out, but obviously ended up being out. NBA Cup here, big game. It seems like to me it's truly 50-50. I'm playing as though he plays, right? It's a 2-game slate. Jalen Johnson's ceiling is incredible, and to me, like you just have to tell yourself, if you're drafting before the news, I mean, unless you have like a really good lean, man, like you just need to pony up and take Jalen Johnson because, like, in my opinion, the step down to
Mhm.
Fred VanVleet, the step down to OG Anunoby, Josh Hart, Jalen Green, Dyson Daniels from Jalen Johnson is so incredibly steep. You need to have some real confidence that
Uh-huh.
Jalen Johnson is not playing.
Okay.
So I have like 50% Jalen Johnson today. I
Okay.
think it's an edge, you know, like I'm fortunate enough that like I've had some wins this season that I'm willing to take on that risk.
Mhm.
Because if Jalen Johnson plays against the Knicks, man, that's you're gonna wish you had more than less.
Mhm. Okay. Yeah, well said there, Nez. Especially if you get like no Bogdan as well, like who's got a Q tag on it as well. We talked about kind of like the impact of usage and handling by having them both come back now and then play alongside one another. That it was just like less touch time is now available with like two offensive minded individuals like that. If you get one without the other and or in or out, both of them would get like a slight boost. You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Irregardless of which one was out or in. You brought up winning there for a second. I can't remember all the people that won over the weekend off the top of my head, but I did want to give a shout out to the Wood who came on our program last week. I
Yeah.
guess it was Thursday. The last show we did before traveling to Dallas, talked about his product, talked about everything that he's doing for the community, scraping that sort of thing. $8 a month, you can see your profit, loss, expected profit, all that sort of stuff. And then he goes out and backs it up by winning a slate on, I guess, that very next night after being on the program. So it just another little piece of run good affiliated with doing right by the Badge Bros, Nez. Not saying, but just saying.
I think you're onto something.
Dude, okay, this I was actually thinking about this the other day. So we said that BestBall Viper gave you the onesie, comes in with the no strip, wins the dog bowl. Then the dark sheep t-shirts gives us all sheep seat t-shirts, and then comes third in there. Car Park, who gave you the mug in which you're drinking out of, and the dirty hands, clean money that you're wearing right there, took down a puck slate immediately after giving us a bunch of merch in that one there. Pete sends us, our Scroll the F Down stuff, sends us our Badge Bros stuff, and he's had a really nice year in it. I mean, the Wood comes on the program, shows the product, gives us free access to the product, takes one down. I mean, I'm not saying, I'm just saying
That we could be bought.
I
Like what
I'm just saying it's just a little bit of run good out here happens as when people start helping people.
I'll put the PO box in the description where you can send us more products, people, if you want to. If you want some run good, this is how you get it, guys.
Yeah, just like a little GoFundMe click at the bottom. Oh fuck, that's funny. Nez, Josh Hart is the next Q tag on the docket here. They're dealing with Precious Achua coming back and being a part of the rotation a little bit more than before. Miles McBride's playing, a ton. So that rotation is, we were kind of accustomed to it being, basically capped at 8. It's a little deeper now than it was at the beginning of the season there, but like a Josh Hart Q tag to me, like just narratively, I'm like Josh Hart will play through anything. He's always going to play. That's just kind of how I treat Josh Hart. But am I wrong about this isolated scenario? Is this actually something we should be concerned about?
I don't think so. No,
Okay.
nobody seems to be treating it with any sort of, worry.
Mhm.
Josh Hart played through like a torn oblique or something like in the playoffs last year. This dude just plays through everything, so I'm not
Yeah.
worried about it. It's the cup, and he's on record of saying I want that Audemars Piguet, so he wants the watch. So the dude's
Oh,
playing.
okay. I like it. Yeah, it was interesting to see NBA injury report. Certain teams list a bunch of like the G Leaguers and the two-way guys. I found that one kind of interesting. Like Atlanta listed like everybody, like the whole G League guys were listed. That's something Atlanta doesn't normally do. So I don't know if you're reading into that in any regard, but I just found it interesting there. And then I did note that the Rockets listed, I mean, Steven Adams has been in and out all year long there, but Jayshawn Tate played like 18 minutes last time out. He has a Q tag. Cam Whitmore, who has done some G League assignment stuff, he's got a Q tag there. Any impact as to kind of just macro other Q tags on the slate that you think will impact either minutes, playing time, etc.?
No, just gotta watch out for some of these Hawks. If Bogdan doesn't play, I think that could probably give Hunter, I think, the biggest bump of all. If he's out.
Yo, Hunter low key 6th man of the year conversation.
Is it 6 man? I mean, I know he's playing well, but is the award that bleak right now?
I don't know. He just scores 20 every single night. It's crazy.
He's having a nice season. I don't know that he's 6 MOY level good, but he is doing well for himself. I mean, he was somebody that a lot of people were like waiting to take a leap for like many years. So
yeah,
cool to see.
Oh, I think it was kind of like the John Collins. Like obviously they wanted to get out from under giving John Collins a max or keeping the max of John Collins. And it was kind of like, oh, whatever. Hunter will just like fill that void. And then he just like literally hasn't been, that healthy for that long,
That too.
Yeah. Here you go. Steven's chiming in plus 1,200 for 6th man of the year. So, I mean, that's like in the conversation. Yeah, respectfully, Ty Jerome.
Get him back, man.
Yeah. Yeah, Hunter was on that really good Virginia team that was like number 1 in the country for like a long time. Was that the team that won the Natty? I don't know.
I don't know. My college sports knowledge is putrid.
Dude, the college sports knowledge of like guys naming dudes in the kitchen, like Norris rattling off University of Kentucky wide receivers from like 8 years ago and shit like this. Like Rudman is so dialed with like some of those old ones too.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah. Oh, here we go. Evan saying that Pritchard is a heavy favorite right now. That checks out.
Yep. Yeah. And Pritchard, Amon Thompson, McCain flying up there.
Yeah.
Tari, man, I would sprinkle a little something on these Rockets, but
what's Tari Eason's like 900 or 800?
4,000.
Whoa. Yeah. That's
1,000 for Amon, but not wagering advice. That's not what we do here. I don't even know where I'm looking at. I don't even know where I found those numbers from, John.
No, yeah, no, me neither, dude.
Pulling them out of my ass.
Yeah. Rookie of the year and 6th man of the year. Could you imagine? That'd be pretty legit.
New TikToks.
Yeah. That might get me on TikTok there. Mo Wagner, dude, that's in potential now as well with all the injuries going on there. Yeah, these are some pretty good shout outs from everybody in the chat. I was thinking, yeah. All right. Okay, back to the slate. Okay, Nez, let's talk through some of the guys that you could get densely exploitative over. The Q tags are obviously a part of the conversation there. But you said Jump Freeze saying getting Sengun at 50% at 2, and you're saying you're not even taking him until 4. So talk me through the Sengun at the top of the board there.
Yeah, it has nothing to do with the Q tag. It has everything to do with this Hawks Knicks game, which super stoked on. I think this game is going to be awesome, for one. And two, I think that the Towns, obviously, is my 101. And I have Trae Young, too. Okay. I think Trae Young is going to play a lot. The usage is going to be off the charts. And I think we see that overtime game against the Lakers, almost 70 points there. I like the Trae Young ceiling a lot more in this spot. And I like Brunson a lot against Atlanta as well. We're starting to see Brunson put up more and more consistent fantasy scores lately. Okay. This total very high. We're going to see a lot of Brunson in this game. I'm extremely into Brunson's median and ceiling here. You mentioned the defense for Houston and Golden State. This is not going to. I mean, it could be. It could be, right? But doing a show, I got to talk like this. This game is not going to be a very awesome game. I don't think. I mean, the
Okay.
way that these two teams have played lately has been, a little bit scrappy. Now, when Steph is on the floor, you start to see the game get sped up a little bit. And, Steph has the onside projection of number 4. You could probably expect him to play more because it is the cup and they're trying to get to they're trying to get to Vegas. You know, you could probably bake that all in. But the fact of the matter is that like these two teams are playing tougher defense. Both of these teams also are very deep. So I just think that there's way more ways things can go wrong for Şengün than the ADP would have you believe. I would say Şengün more often than not goes 3. And that's why you're seeing people say, oh, I have Şengün at 2. I have 50%, because not a lot of people are taking him at 2. I think he's more like 2.8 if we were to apply an ADP to Mr. Alperin.
Okay. I respect it, dude. Yeah, I respect it a lot there. Sam Wilson and Steven both in the chat suggesting that, the MSG narrative for Trey in the Garden is in play as well. Those are some absolute ball knowers right there. Let's move down the draft board a little bit there. I think you've outlined a pretty bullish case for us to why to play that one game environment over the other. But as we go down, kind of like all this middle tier is made up of that. And then it becomes like, okay, who are we taking as auxiliary components? Like it's either take the third guy from on a given team from the higher total game environment, or it's take the primary handler from the good environment on the next iteration of I don't want to say ADP because it's not ADP today, but that kind of like next 2-3 rounds there. So where do you start leaning toward the stars from the other game, like a Fred VanVleet? What's the tipping point for him versus like OG versus Hart versus from the good game environment in parentheses?
Who are we like comparing here? Just like specifically?
I would say like the stars in quotations of like Fred VanVleet versus like the auxiliary components of Nick's game with like Hart, OG.
Got it. Yeah, that's tough because I mean Fred and the Rockets, like I said, they kind of all have this like they're not very deep, but pretty deep and a little spread out fantasy usage wise. Fred always projects really well. He has the strong stock upside. But in this game against Golden State, it doesn't really strike me as like an awesome Fred VanVleet spot. The last time these two played, I think the total was under 200. That could change today, but these two just to me profile as more of a lower scoring spot here. And then you have Hart and OG. They're going to see the floor, like they're going to flirt with 40 minutes tonight. The spot is awesome. There's going to be a lot of possessions. OG, strong stock upside. Josh Hart, flirts with a double-double, sometimes a triple-double every slate. I am taking your boy JVV over OG and Josh Hart most of the time, just because I just think really for me in the mental sims, it's like who outscores who more. And I think Fred VanVleet is more likely to just score more points. And that's such a stupid explanation, but it's really where I'm at with this. But like, they're a tier. That is, in my opinion, a tier. Easy joking because yesterday behind the paywall, I was like crafting up my own ADP and like, what do I think ADP is? The Jalen Johnson, OG, Fred VanVleet tier there is a tier. You see those three get mixed and matched a good bit.
Okay, cool. Yeah, no, I think that's good meta. That's good insight into the mind there, Nez. I'm looking at like this Kuminga and Wiggins hedge. Do you have a lean between those two?
Well, this is a good convo because Kuminga, I don't know what everybody else's projection changed to, but Kuminga opened up with a 23 projection.
Okay. So he's going to be existing in some 5th and 6th round builds.
Yeah, but like also at the same time, people like me built ranks and I just like didn't care. I didn't game theory that one enough. And I just pushed up Kuminga. I was like,
Sure.
well, I'm going to put him where I think he belongs, and I'll probably just get a ton. And I
Right.
did get a ton. I had like 70% Kuminga
Okay.
by the time I made adjustments.
Okay.
Just because I was like, you kind of tell myself, what would I rather have? And I think I played it wrong, to be quite honest. Would I rather just have a lot of somebody that I can get a lot of, or do I want to have him in the sickest possible combos?
Right. Yeah.
And because I didn't go in and sit in a lobby and see if I could get away with it, I just pushed him up to where I thought he should be, and now I have 70%. So it's going to be different now moving forward for me. Like that number is going to end up coming down, but that's a dynamic to be aware of.
It's interesting that his projection pushed up when Wiggins was a Q tag. Like I would have been pushing him up and taking him as leverage if like Wiggins didn't play, and now we get Wiggins in, get that nice green active, and the projection pushes up alongside him. Like you know what I mean? Like my initial inclination would have been like soft fade Wiggins in case he doesn't go again, and then you get like kind of like double bubble like leverage on that. Whereas now it's kind of like, well, I'm probably just got to fade him, right?
I don't think you have to fade him.
Okay.
But the reason why, I mean, like Kuminga's been started, he's and even with Wiggins back, I still think he's gonna start. Like I think it'll be Curry,
Yep.
Wiggins, Kuminga,
Yep.
Draymond, and then +1.
Yeah. And that +1 that could potentially be would either be Pods, Lindy Waters, or Healed for you.
Yes. Yeah. And I would say, or Gary Payton. They love just throwing Gary Payton in there whenever they have like the added offense there. But he's not in my player pool today. But if it was Healed, if Healed started, he sometimes is undrafted today. So that would be a nice pick 24. He would move up to, if we got that in time, he would move up.
He's also a ceiling guy, right?
Yeah.
Where it's like if he gives you 11 fantasy points, it's just like he bricked like 6 threes. But if he gets hot, he fills it up in bunches too. So as far as like late round picks are concerned, I'd rather click his name than Pods, even if Pods is the starter. I think just because there's so much handling in that first unit already that maybe you just want Buddy scoring off the bench. Because who's going to score on a second unit for them? If you start Kuminga, you start Wiggins, like where does that second unit scoring come from?
I don't know, but I want Buddy starting. Like if Buddy's starting, I'm way more excited.
No, yeah, I'm kind of alluding to the fact that he's a good pick either way, is what I'm suggesting. In the last round.
Got it. Yeah, no, I mean he's at pick 24. I've seen Brooks, I've seen Deuce McBride, I've seen Kevon Looney, a lot of Deuce, and a lot of Looney.
Okay.
If I get Brooks at pick 24, I do Dylan Brooks. But if Dylan Brooks is not there, I like Buddy Hield at pick 24. That to me is like that's the biggest unknown. Otherwise, I think I have players 1 through 23 pretty dialed in.
Okay, cool. I'm trying to think through some other scroll the F downs while we're down here. Like any love for Ricochet, who's gonna start? If you get no Bogdan tonight, or if you get no Jalen Johnson, like maybe a boost to him in the later rounds.
Yeah, I mean he's always like worth a sprinkle, just because like I mean it's. I would love to know if somebody has the formula that knows when Ricochet is going to pop off, because I don't. But like every now and then he's like, oh my god, like here's a 40 fantasy point Ricochet game. Like
right. I
don't know when it happens, but sometimes it does. So he's definitely worth adding into to a couple pick 24s, or even at any point in the 6th round for that matter.
Mm-hmm. Here's a good nugget from E White over here. The ETR matchups article said that Kerr said their analytics staff said they should try to start.
Where did they get this quote from? Like where are they pulling that from? I wonder.
I
wonder if they get it from an Athletic article or something.
Yeah, I didn't see that quote, so that's some good alpha. ETR guys were great this weekend. They had a little contingency there with Pat and Dave or Patrick, sorry, and Dave and those guys. So yeah. Chip saying that the ceiling comes when Hunter is out because they go to Hunter as that secondary scorer, as the sixth man with that second unit there. That checks out because he puts up, 20, 23, 20 over and over again. Doesn't fill up many other categories, but Hunter's been able to score this season. Anything to talk through with like the Hawks fives there, the rotation at the five? We saw Larry Nance Jr. start on Sunday. Doubt he really plays in this rotation, but it could muddy, a two-man rotation into a three-man rotation, but I don't think so. Any love for Okongwu versus Capella or vice versa, Nez?
I'm taking both.
Yeah.
The Capella stuff is pretty interesting, in like a negative way.
How so?
Well, he played 19 minutes against the Nuggets. Didn't sniff the fourth quarter, but they also got absolutely rinsed in that game against the Nuggets.
Okay.
It just seems like, to me, like they're trying to like find ways to get him off the floor. Like they don't. He's had good games. But they don't seem like super into like making him a part of this. But like in my mind, he's like is he the better fit for Cat? Like Cat to me is not quote unquote a traditional big, but he has a big body. He's a big body. And I mean, Capella seems like, the best big body to put up against Cat.
Yeah, I think you want the mobile five against Cat because you have to guard the three,
but Cat can bang too,
Yeah, it's similar. I guess it's a little similar to the Jokic matchup without the kind of like distribution and like the running the assists through him at the top. Yeah, which is interesting that they had Nance in that on Sunday, but I imagine that had more to do with somebody missing.
That Nance game that you're referring to, I mean, Onyeka was there. It was Jalen Johnson was not active.
That's what it was.
So they started Trey, Capella, Daniels, Nance, and Risa Shea. Hunter got 24 and a half. Onyeka got 25 minutes, obviously. But Bogey didn't play there.
Yeah, which could also again happen this evening. Both of them, if both the forwards miss.
So I think Bogey will play. I think that was probably rest. He's coming back off injury. Sure. Jalen Johnson is very transparently is hope and cope that he plays. And I think he will. But obviously, I want him to because I have a lot of Jalen Johnson. So I obviously want that.
Mm-hmm. Okay, cool. Sam said it's a pretty big game, so you got to expect 3 Cat fouls in the first quarter.
Oh my God.
That's funny. Quinn said that they're trying something different versus the Jokic matchup. Wanted a more mobile, more mobility at center. That checks out. Yeah, and this is where my thought instantly went to this. Could be similar versus Cat. Yeah, I wonder. T-Bear alluding to Precious, his productivity, like how that impacts some of their bigs in terms of the Knicks there.
It's not going to affect the Knicks at all.
Okay, sounds good to me, bro. Okay, Nez, anybody else you want to talk about as scroll options that you like, or some back end targets that you're kind of trying to get overweight here? We didn't really talk about Bridges. We didn't really talk about the whole Jabari Smith versus Tari Eason versus Ahmed Thompson.
Yeah.
Whack-a-mole decision on a given night. Do you have a lean on any of those?
People like to not take Jabari Smith. They are in drafts, from what I'm seeing, opting to do Ahmed and Tari over Jabari Smith most of the time.
Okay.
From what I'm actually that might just be that might be a small sample. It's mix and match, right? Because who's the sexier pick? Tari and Amin, like 120% the sexier pick. But Jabari's playing minutes. He's playing a lot of minutes. But it's sort of like, and it's obviously not 1-to-1, but it
Yep.
is a similar conversation to KCP
Okay.
last night, where you're like, well, here's a guy with minutes. Let me just take the guy that has minutes, as opposed to like, man, we could get like an 18-minute Tari night or an 18-minute Amen night.
Right.
And then you're just like, man, like what why the fuck did I do that again?
Yeah.
But I'm looking at this
fantasy-
last game here. Yeah, this last game isn't a great barometer because there was no JVV, no Fred VanVleet there.
Yeah.
But Jabari just consistently these days is playing like very much like 30 minutes. But man, I just love Amen Thompson. I feel like he's who I want out of those three, right?
He's the most fun isolated ceiling, because you can get it from basically any category other than assists, and that he has the highest scoring ceiling, like actual real life basketball points scoring ceiling that goes along with it. Like Tari, we're looking for 4 or 5 stocks, right? Like we're looking for those outlier stock performances. And Jabari, it's just like, hope you don't get in foul trouble, stay out there for 32 minutes, and maybe you'll get enough. It's like the Tari and Ahmed conversation is like this, and then the Dylan Brooks and Jamari Smith conversation is like this, in terms of like ceilings versus means.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. I would probably rank it Amen, Jabari, Tari.
Jabari Tari. That's fun to say. Ahmed, Jabari Tari.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. Yeah, I respect it, dude. I won't fight you on any of that, and I think that's exactly how I would approach the slate as well. I do think I like the Ahmed ceiling. Would you be pushing Ahmed above like the Kuminga, Wiggins, anything like that tier, the Hunter tier, anything?
I don't think that you really have to do that.
Sure.
Unless you're like extremely confident that it's an Amen night.
Sure. Yeah. Okay.
I don't think that you necessarily have to do that, but I mean, I think his ceiling is better.
Okay.
Like he does have like in his like, call it 80 percentile range of outcomes. It's better than all the Warriors that aren't named Steph Curry.
Okay. Yeah, I like it. Of that like back end there, we talked on it on a brief moment, but if I juxtapose Looney, Precious, Ricochet, and then insert other player not Buddy Hield who ends up starting, if that comes to fruition, I don't think it'll come to fruition, but if that happened to come to fruition for the Warriors, which of that tier would you prefer? Like, would you touch Gary Payton in the 6th round if we end up getting a starting Gary Payton? Would you touch slow-mo? I don't think we'll get slow-mo, but we could get Gary Payton.
No.
Okay. Mm-mm. All right. So where's your player pool end?
It
Miles
ends, McBride? No. Well, I mean, like I'll mix them in. So I have 23 players ranked, and then I do have 24, but like I think that 24th player I keep mixing and matching. And a lot of time I don't even get to touch him. It ends at Dylan Brooks. So like Capella, Onyeka, Bogey, and Dylan Brooks is really where it ends for me. And then I mix in Deuce McBride, I mix in Buddy Hield, but a lot of the time I don't have to do that. They're just I usually can get Brooks or Bogey.
All right, sounds good to me. We're getting some news, but it is all related to tomorrow. Jimmy Buckets, Larson, who sometimes randomly just plays 25 minutes out of nowhere, which is kind of bizarre. Okay, cool. Let's hop back to the platform. Let's jump into some drafts here. Guys, golf is up at the front here. I think we got to get some alpha for the golf contests here in the future. Got some irons in the fire for someone who could potentially help us out with that. A good Canadian kid as well, who might be able to come on and drop some golf meta. Actually, speaking of golf, J-Mac was hanging out at the football game with us on last night or whatever as well. Was that last night already? 2 nights ago.
2 nights ago. Yeah, got to meet J-Mac there. Did you end up asking him for some ranks?
No, I didn't ask him for the PGA ranks. I just said what up. I was who else was hanging out with us? Apex legend, player Nick Merck, and Swift, good Canadian kid.
Yeah, I saw you talking to Swift a little bit.
Yeah. A bunch of these Madden streamer guys, they were cool.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, it was awesome, man. Ate a whole lot of food, drank a whole lot of. I think I drank all their Miller Lite. It was all gone.
That was good. I was feeling the effects. I mean, dude, Pete's an animal. One of the days there before I even woke up, he had already written the newsletter and gone for a run and whatever. And I was like, holy shit, man, you're on vacation, man, chill. But I was feeling the effects last night. I went out and dusted off the old rockets and went for a skate on the pond there. And I was feeling the effects last night. I was a little slow. I'm not gonna lie, last night. All right, we got some friends. We got some friends and family in here. T Pastella there. Brunson goes to jump free easy in the 3-hole. Takes Trey Young. We get Sengun to fall to us here. My mind is just click Sengun and Curry together and play the bad game environment through the 2 stars.
Yeah.
Is that how you would approach it too, Ness?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. We haven't seen the Sing Goat ceiling games. Most recently, we saw them earlier in the season there. So yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty surprised, man. I was looking in the pick'em lobbies to see if I would get any sort of validation on that take, and I'm definitely not. Like, Sengun is the number 2 fantasy points projection right now in the pick'em lobby. So I think I'm gonna smack a lower on that and put my money where my mouth is. They've got him at 45.9 fantasy points, man.
Okay, let's do a pick'em right after this and put that one to the side on the burner for us there, Nez, and then we can mix in some other stuff that you like. Maybe we can use Unabated to steer us in the right direction here.
Yeah, I'm just surprised by that.
Yeah, our pick'ems went glowingly well at the football game on Monday night.
Paid for the suite.
Yeah, that's what you're saying. Our pick'ems let Underdog pay for the suite.
Everybody, you're welcome. You're welcome, guys. We covered it, and I think we covered next year too. We fired off.
We blasted off. I'm not gonna lie, it was fun.
It was fun.
All right, Bridges goes there. We got the Dyson Daniels decision here. We got that Kuminga versus Wiggins one. Draymond as a mean projection, bro. We could scroll the F down, play the other stuff like Tari that stuff. No. Okay. What do you
Dyson
like?
Daniels.
Okay. Dyson Daniels for the first pick here. What's the next pick for you?
This one we can maybe talk through a little bit here. I think this is potentially I think it's a Warrior or Amen, and I would probably say between Kuminga or Wiggins personally.
All right.
Or you can do Dre if you're into Dre.
Nah, I'd never take Draymond. Let's do Kuminga. Kuminga had a big night. What was that? Thursday night there, career high, second half points there that won the game for them, and Kuminga's been playing well.
They're finally letting him play basketball. I mean, I don't know what took him so long.
Finally letting him start again, Is there any hope that, they've been so elongated with their rotation this season? Like, Kerr's been like, we're 11, 12 deep every single night. Is there any hope that because it's a cup game, because they're trying to qualify or for the next round, move to the semifinal there, that they would condense it all tonight?
You would think.
Yeah.
You
would hope, but who knows?
Yeah, I mean, like, I don't know, man. They're doing well as a team.
Mhm.
But I think the Stars, you might condense a little bit more offensively. Like you need much better scoring than what they can. So Kaminga, potentially showcasing him for a trade as well.
Good point. Who do you like here, Ness?
I think Hunter here.
Okay.
You don't normally. This is typically where you see Hunter, but I've also seen Hunter go many picks before this at the same time.
Then I would lobby for a nice big scroll here, knowing that I'm not going to be playing big time volume, and I would say either Buddy Healed or Precious Achua.
I would probably say Buddy.
Okay. I did just press the star. There we go.
Yeah, I wouldn't let you.
There we go. See, Buddy. Let's hope he starts tonight. Let's hope we get a ceiling outcome. Let's hope he drops a bunch of threes. There, Sengun Curry, Dyson Daniels, Jonathan Kaminga, DeAndre Hunter, who's a dark horse for the sixth man of the year.
I can't believe
there.
he was available there, to be honest.
Yeah, I think that was just one. Let's rip one more because they're so effing fast, and just see if we get something different here.
Yeah, I don't think I have any Hunter at the 5-6 turn. That's really nice.
Well, there you go. We got some more beauties in here. 2 Dog Bowl participants in Cowboys and Awin. Unfortunately, Cowboys didn't make it to the festivities. Would have liked to have met the player in person there. And then the Wood, who was the champ the other night and on the show with us on Thursday. So another friends and family draft here. Shout out to Awin. He was fun as fuck to hang out with at the Dog Bowl. Not gonna lie, really enjoyed jamming with him. Not any more so or less so than anybody else in the community, but it was really cool to meet Awin in person after having him on the show a couple times. I had some good times with everybody. See Magikarp dropping in here. Seen our guy Len Keith jump in here.
Yeah, man, that was just such a good time. Such a good time. A1 was a treat though, for sure. That was it's great to get to meet him.
It was funny that Awin brought his older sister with him, and BestBall Viper thought they were dating for like the whole time, and then eventually on the last day we told him it was his sister.
It's amazing.
Oh, classic stuff. I think that's how the story went. Something to that accord. All right, Nez. This is kind of what we've been seeing in most lobbies. I imagine these ones run off, and then it's kind of like a little bit of a tier break here, or maybe it's not. So, what do you think with the Curry Brunson stuff? I imagine you're gonna tell me to take Brunson first.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay. And then, is there a conversation to be had here, or should we just wait until we get a Jalen Johnson in and/or out tag? Might also get the OG treatment, which isn't the best matchup in the world either. OG's, Nick's defense has not been great, but OG has been great. What do you like here, Steph?
Yeah.
This is pure anecdotal narrative, dude. But like Steph in games that matter, like just caring a little bit more, getting a little more possessive with his shots getting up. Playoff Steph versus regular season versus the Kings on a Thursday night, Steph,
I agree. It definitely feels like there's more to it for him. One thing I'll say is if and when we get Jalen Johnson in, I am putting him 5
over Steph.
Yeah.
I think that'd be probably pretty smart in terms of combos that you could get to, but I like it.
Yeah, just out of principle.
I'm not concerned about any like third round Jalen Johnson or anything like that.
There's no third round Jalen Johnson.
Okay, he never falls past the Fred VanVleet tier.
No. I mean, he doesn't go. He might there might be some cat Jalen Johnson, which like will definitely make me upset, but.
Never say never, but yep. I imagine you want me to take Dyson Daniels again here.
Kind of do.
Okay. I think Dyson Daniels, like obviously with the stock ceiling and the handling stuff, Dyson could be like probably the number one benefactor if Jalen Johnson doesn't play and Bogdan doesn't play, right?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
Okay, who do you like next here, Nez? Should we do the Wiggins?
You want to scroll down?
Yes, I want to scroll, of course.
All right, let's do Amen.
Let's do it. I knew you were going to say it as soon as you want to scroll down.
I don't know where they get these projections from and who was projecting Amen worse than Tari Eason.
Okay, let's think about it. Let's think about why that particular model could possibly see that. I'm in agreement with you. I don't see that. But why would a model potentially see that?
They must have just like rolled it just enough times that Tari Eason projected for 4 stocks.
It would just be like
they hit the easy randomizer and they landed on the one that said he had 4 stocks.
Okay. Jumfrey's saying ETR has them relatively close there. I'm looking at some proprietary software on the back end that only I have access to, aka the John model of blending together all the publicly available models. And Ahmed Thompson is like fractions of fantasy points ahead of Tari Eason for me. All right, let's keep going with this narrative. Let's keep scrolling. Let's make some unique combos here. Precious Achua and Buddy Hield.
Yeah, why not? Who cares?
What do you mean, who cares? Those are good picks. We got to scroll here. Somebody else can have Clint Capella's 23 fantasy points. We're looking for ceiling, bro. I'm only going to do like 20 entries today, all hand built. We're looking for ceiling.
If we can get 28 minutes from old Precious again, that would be great. But that was without Cat.
Yeah, that's fair. What is the path to Precious Achua's more minutes without foul trouble to Cat? What's the theory?
They got to blow out Atlanta.
Okay, so you think it's blowout run? You don't think it's Atlanta plays big, like where Jalen Johnson's out, Hunter draws into the starting lineup, and they need like a little more front court size to play alongside?
I mean, I don't know. Like,
okay,
who are they subbing out to put him in for?
I guess the only path would be if Hart was out. I guess.
Yeah.
So Hart being out is the only. Oh, there you go. Ghost AF all over it. The only path would be Hart being out.
Can you pop out the draft board? I want to see if A1 took Bogey or Brooks.
Sure. We can do a little investigative journalism here. And he took Deuce. He took neither. He took Deuce McBride. Yep. So our team there, Nez, Jalen Brunson, Steph Curry, Dyson Daniels, Ahmed Thompson, Precious Achua, Buddy Hield, don't dupe us. And you were looking at Awin there. Awin likes Deuce McBride in this current iteration of his rankings more than those who went undrafted. Who were the undrafted ones?
Bogdanovich, Dylan Brooks, miscellaneous Warriors.
Okay. Yeah.
Interesting. Campaign.
Yep. Campaign, man. They like campaign. TYY asking, are the Knicks starters going to play 48 tonight? I mean, Tibbs in the cup, baby. Might be that kind of night. I do think they're a little bit deeper now than they were earlier in the season when they were running shit like that. So I think they probably go. I think they go as deep as. I think they probably run 9 tonight, but the majority of the minutes come from 8. And like Jericho Sims gets like 8 minutes or something like that. Like I'm just bro science projecting it as I'm thinking of it right now. And the fact that the fact that Hart has the Q tag, I mean, we don't think it's necessarily a big problem,
No.
but the path to more
They've
minutes
got
would
like
be-
they're a little deep. They're a little deeper.
Yeah.
And by deeper, they actually have like a seventh man that can play a little bit and Deuce and Precious Achua.
right.
Campaign is like the only one that's live to get 10 minutes outside of that top 7.
Agreed with you.
And
like
you don't want them.
Yeah, like Campaign finding his way to like 12 minutes and Jericho Sims finding his way to 8. Like that's kind of fucking crazy.
Yeah. Like this is it is what it is, man.
Yeah. Okay, cool. All right, Nez, let's start that pick'em. We got to redeem ourselves. Thank God we weren't sharing a whole bunch of those ones from the Monday Night Football experience there. We were having some fun. It was about an hour bus ride to the spot, and we were just drafting primetime paloozas and building pick'ems in the back. And when you leave me, Nez, and Pete to our own accord for too long, and then all of a sudden halfway through the journey, we pick up Jack Settleman and the BDGE boys alongside. It was bound to get frothy in terms of pick'ems.
Yeah. We we did what we could. We did what we could to help out there.
Nez, is there I gotta pause the program for 1 second here. The miso tuna, aka the lunch combo from my favorite Japanese establishment down the road. Actually took down a slate the other night when we were in Dallas. I think it was the Saturday night slate, but I was not in the main slate, so I did not see the leaderboard, but I saw someone repost it. Big shout out for winning. I believe it was Saturday, but big shout out for a big win in the hoop streets. I think he had 2 in the top 5 or something like that. 2 in the top 3, something crazy, right?
Yeah. Tuna had a great night.
Amazing. Big shouts. Thank you so much for the 5 gifted memberships here. That brings us to a total of like 25 on the show, plus 25 gifted memberships on the show and a $10 donation from Jewish McCaffrey. Mad respect. Thank you guys so much. Please hit that like, subscribe, notification. If you are not a member, maybe consider becoming one for less than the entry fee of tonight's contest. You can be a member for a month there, and I will be doing a paywall stream tomorrow for sure. Whether it encapsulates everything or if it's just one of the segments, I'll figure that out tomorrow. But I just haven't looked at the slates enough. Okay, Nez, let's close this with an absolute banger. Don't call it an L word, but adjacent to L word, as in we really like it. We really like it. We will not L word this thing. But hit me up, Nez. Some of your favorite picks for this evening. Let's start it with, who was the one that we discussed during the last draft?
Alperen Şengün, fantasy points.
Saying goat. All right. All right. What side of history?
I want to take an L word on it.
We are going to take an L word on the saying goat right there at the 45.95.
Yeah, I just think that basically my draft thesis is that he's not going to do this. I think 46 is a big number, man. Like, okay. I don't think that that's his median against Golden State. Sure. I'm not saying that this is an L word, but we are taking an L word on it because I do not think that he's going to hit 46 fantasy points. I'm a little surprised that it's this frothy.
Okay, cool. No, respect that one a lot there. We're betting against the Q tag right now. We're betting against the second overall pick in a lot of the drafts here. Let's do it there. I'm seeing some other stuff in the chat here. Easy suggesting some slides. Slide them on up there. Actually, did we play the sizzle reel on Friday's show for the first time?
We did.
So everybody's seen it now?
I think so.
Oh, great. Okay, so we got the off and on the clock new sizzle reel for our pick'em segments there. We might have to incorporate something similar on our own show here, but it was very funny. This like the slop 'em ups and the slide 'em ups and the spicy margs and all this sort of goofy shit we've created over the last couple of years. But sliding Trey, up on the points, playing the Madison Square Garden narrative. That could be one combination that we like here, Nez, and we could run it as like a 2, and then we could run Sengun again with something else. Anything else that you're liking?
I mean, I kind of like doing this Shengun one with some of these ancillary pieces that we like from Houston.
Okay, sure. Who do you like?
I like Amen and doing points and assists at
Okay.
13.5 on a higher.
Okay. I never think of him as an assist guy, but if they're going to give us like 3, seems fine. Okay.
He might just get there on points alone.
True.
Tari Eason.
Okay. Oh, we're making a full-fledged banger. Okay. All right.
You asked.
Okay.
I do PRA on Tari Eason.
On the higher variety?
Correct.
Okay. So those two probably positively correlate with Sengun missing his ceiling, and we're not getting docked on it, so that's pretty good. Might I float a Buddy Hield your way here?
Yeah.
Buddy Hield, let's see what the 3s look like. 2.5 3s, but we're paying a little bit of a premium for it. 1.5 first half 3s. That's kind of fun. Yeah, his prices are kind of hedging the fact. His prices are low-key hedging the fact that he may or may not start. You know what I mean? By these little 0.9s. Like if he doesn't draw into the starting lineup, I say we get might end up with a little bit of a boost to that at the end of the day, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I see what you're saying. Yeah, they're really afraid of the hires on that.
Uh-huh. OG steals, Hunter points. Jalen double if he plays. I don't want to risk a 50-50 guy on our main entry for everybody. My boy Ricochet, PRA, could boost that up.
29.5.
You can boost it to 29.5 if JJ or Brogdon miss. It's kind of fun.
Let's look at Brunson real quick.
Okay, I'm gonna go. Sorry, I was. Josh Hart still listed as questionable. Trae Young still probable. Jalen Johnson still questionable. This was the new update we got 2 minutes ago. 10 minutes ago now. Karl Anthony Towns still probable. Okay, I'm going to Unabated real quick. They don't have their projections up yet, but we got the market-based projection ones too, Nez. Just before I go to, here we go. What's their favorite? Buddy Hield. Buddy Hield points and assists, dude. Might have to get that in.
We just got to take that dock.
Yeah. Oh, but this is points and assists, so we might not be getting docked. Let's see. Points and rebounds. Points and assists, we're not getting docked.
Okay.
There we go. All right, perfect. There we go. And then what was the last one you liked? Brunson?
Yeah, I was looking at Brunson stuff.
Okay. Hit me with it quickly before Oaks. I know Oaks is behind the man. I saw how efficient Oaks works this weekend. Oaks works so damn fast. We got to get this in there before Oaks juices us over, man.
Come on, part of Numi's job title is to take the brunt of the pickup stuff.
True. Oaks is off the cuff. It's Numi. It's
Yeah.
all Numi's fault. Okay, give me your favorite one.
Let's do points and assists for Brunson here.
Points and assists, points and rebounds, points and assists 34.5.
Oh, dude, they took off. They at least I got Shengun Rug.
Fuck!
You guys were a team. We're all supposed to do this together.
We went too fast.
It's probably because that news just came in. You said, right?
Yeah, but he wasn't a part of it.
Still, anytime that there's a news, they probably are quick on the trigger.
What lower can we do that encapsulates the same thing? Probably PRA, right? 37.5 PRA is like pretty similar to 46 fantasy points. Takes out the stock variance.
What's interesting about that is like, I mean, I would agree. It's bad. They lowered it by 0.5. Okay.
What?
Sengun fantasy points are back.
Oh, okay. Numi's just cooking us, eh? Classic Numi.
At least we were directionally accurate, John.
All right. Lower on the fantasy points. That's 20. I'll click my little gift basket, see if we got anything. Surprise. NBA only 25 boost. I'm going to apply that bad boy right here. 25 gets us 6 something. 50 gets us something that we might feel something. There we go. All right. I'm putting this in the chat as fast as I possibly can. Everybody beat Numi to the lobbies here. Putting this in here. Don't call it an L word, but they did change it on us immediately. What up, Steph? Had a good time with Steph this weekend. She was hanging out as well. Ahmed Thompson, higher. Points and assists, 13.5. Tari Eason, higher. 17.5 points, rebounds, assists. Buddy Hield, this one, thank you for the assist from Unabated. Buddy Hield, higher, 12.5 points and assists. How to avoid the getting docked on the 11.5 points one. We think he starts tonight. Jalen Brunson, 34.5 points and assists. And then how you know it's sharp is the fact that we take a lower, and that is lower on Alfred saying GOAT, but not tonight. 45.35 fantasy points. There's the definitive don't call it an L word of the day there. All right, cool. Beautiful. There you go. Nez, we got apologies in the chat from Steven here saying that he was just handed the Towns.
Come on.
Jalen. So when you're out of
kidding me with that.
when you're out of the lobbies, bro, that's what's happening.
What are we doing, people?
Unabated has a couple other ones. Granted, still market-based projections only, but I'm going to put them together very quickly for one last entry here, Nez, and then we will call it a show. This is going to be we'll reuse the players here. We're going to keep the Buddy Hield one in. All right.
Okay.
Unabated market-based projections. Clint Capella on the lower PRA. So I'm going to look up Big Clint. Lower on that 20.5 PRA. Unabated market projections. Yep, like that one. And then they don't like pods. They don't like pods, and that one positively correlates with Buddy Hield starting as well. So if we do the pods PRA, that makes a lot of sense to do alongside Buddy, because Buddy is likely the one who draws into the starting lineup there. 3 picks there. You put in 50 USD, you get 300 USD back. I'm going to use that one and then share that with the chat.
Yeah, we got 5 of these boosts to use, guys. So,
Oh, we got 5 of them? Oh, I fucked up. I didn't click the package again because I assumed we only had 1.
Yeah,
damn it.
Give you 5 today. How about it?
Oh shit. Okay, we gotta cancel it quickly. Oh no. Live. Pick 'em.
If you're trying to cancel, I think you have to do it on mobile, but
Canceled entry. Got it. There we go. Back to the lobby. This is how the sausage gets made in real time here. And then you got to remember it all from the top of your dome. Buddy Hield, 12.5 points, rebounds, higher. Pods on the lower PRA. Lower PRA. And then Big Clint Capella on the lower PRA there. And it just changed on us. God damn it, Numi.
You're too good, dude. Take it as a
Fucking A.
compliment.
God. All right. Well, hopefully you guys were. Oh my God. And I forgot to hit the gift basket again. Oh my God. This is an absolute dumpster fire, Nez.
Amateur hour, man. What are we doing?
The reason I canceled the first time is because I didn't click the prize. We have to click the prize every single time. Oh my goodness. What a
amateur
mess.
Hour.
Dude. All right.
Somebody help him.
I'm out of practice, man. I've been only phone shitter bro for the weekend here. I'm out of practice. Okay. I know this is great television for everybody. You guys could see how dunce cap I actually am in real time. Clint Capella. If I do it a third time, Nez, this would be hysterical.
I would be quite upset.
All right, there we go. I'm going to add that in there. It's worth it. You know what? We gave up a 0.5 on the PRA to Clint Capella, but when I apply the 25% boost, it was still worth it to cancel it and get that extra $65 potential. Putting that one in the chat for everybody there. Wow, that was a tough scene for your boy. I may never recover.
I thought you recovered pretty well, dude.
Thanks, dude.
I'm going to give it to you.
Thank you. All right. Best of luck to everybody in the streets this evening. I will be back tomorrow. Hopefully Nez can join us for a minute, but I'm not going to hold him to it. He did a solo stream the other night there. Best of luck to everybody in the hoops streets this evening. There's also a puck contest this evening. Only 2 games in puck as well. And then we got a whole bunch of football stuff coming this weekend. All those buys will be done with, and it's going to be a really fun slate. There's some weird spots. I did see a little bit of the first look show there today with Pete Kitchens and Davis. And there's some interesting stuff like Carolina stuff that was kind of interesting as favorites. And just interesting stuff in general. Texans being favorites. Texans being favorites over Miami right now as well. Yeah, Panthers are frisky right now. Many are calling them almost fringing on pesky.
I said it like 5 times on Sunday. I told everybody I knew they were pesky, and they're like, that's his problem. He's calling his team pesky. I'm feeling a little weird.
Oh man, these big white paws right here, Nez. They're hanging over the sofa, are ready to hit.
Really see them. I got them now.
They're ready to hit pay dirt right now. They are ready to get ripping there. Big shout out to BestBall Viper again. Beautiful man. Big congratulations. Well deserved on that prize. People were citing like a $200K prize. Nah. He was like $285K in the Dog Bowl when it was all said and done, with a first, a third, or a fourth, or whatever. I guess it was a first, a fourth, and the other entry that he gained there. A beautiful weekend to him. Mad respect to all of you that competed and didn't make it out there. Mad respect to all of you who competed and then did make it out there to hang out with us. Honestly, can't say enough about this community. Just love everybody so much. There was not a single person out there where I was like, oh man, I'm stuck with this individual. Got to talk to this person for a bit. Nothing like that. Everybody was, there were not enough hours in the day when we were in Dallas. It was great.
Yeah. I mean, shout out to everybody once again, dude. Super fun time. Excited for the next time I get to see all you guys in person, because I can't come soon enough, for real. Appreciate
Absolutely. Well said, Nez. On behalf of Nez, myself, we are the Badge Bros, and this is everybody's favorite time on the show. The end. Peace. Hit that like, subscribe, notification bell. Be back tomorrow behind the paywall and maybe in front of it.